Welcome, community, to Mornings with Instagram. My name is Patricia Freudenberg, founder and CEO of Instagram, chief evangelist, and I like to advocate for this company. I am the founder and creator because I found that while sharing stories of those who have passed on, there needed to be a platform where people could share more comfortably, respectfully, and I also to expand on that and create a community for support. And during this week, I decided to look up the word advocate, even though we all pretty much know what it means. But for some reason, I said, I just really want to know more about the word. And guess what it says on there? It says that the synonyms are champion, upholder, supporter, backer, patron. And those are all things that we can be when we are going to help somebody overcome an adversity. And in this case, loss or missing somebody that has passed away, even if it's been a while, and there are triggers that sometimes we are faced with, like an anniversary or something similar happening, and it brings all those feelings back. And the point of our mission is to embrace the warm memories that were good and the good stuff. And I'm not saying that we're going to forget the pain, but by embracing our life and sharing what we're going through is another way to creatively heal. And there's a lot to be said about healing creatively. So I want to announce today that we are sharing, and we do rotate topics of discussion. If this is your first time, welcome. And thank you for joining us if you have been watching our series. And we do rotate topics of discussion among tribute, cope, and share. And the genre is missing those we've passed away and leaving a legacy. But like I mentioned before, there's also other ways to cope with that. So when you're using Instagram, you don't have to just limit it to what the person did in your life, but sharing memories about that person, including your life, even if it's something that's going on now. We went to, a graduation, and we were missing you there by our side. And that's just an example of what I'm talking about. So I want to announce that we are going to also be presenting another way of paying a legacy and tribute. And again, not limited to somebody who passed away, but also to somebody you might not see for a long time and you want to say your piece. It's a little lighter version of leaving a legacy, and it could be for somebody that already passed away, but it also could be reuniting, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it. This show is called Goodbye, I Love You, and it is a trademark by the Presence, I'm sorry, Presence TV network. And the Inn of the Patriots hosts it. And now I co-host that series occasionally. I'm not the only one, but I will be hosting that series. And it's the best way to say it now than keep blowing it off. So it's a little different spin. Similar to Instagram here. Instagram is a little bit more conservative in the style of, we're still coping with the loss. On this playing field, it's TV where it's a little bit more lighter. Like I said, the message is not necessarily to somebody who passed away already. It might be somebody that you haven't seen for a long, long time and you want to say your piece. And the Goodbye, I Love You show provides live show opportunity to publicly say goodbye to special friends and family, colleagues, and villains. Like I said, it's a little different take on things, and this is done live on the air, and in some cases before airing across the world in using first names only. It provides the opportunity for guests to leave their messages of love and appreciation long before the fateful day ever comes. And again, it's a little disruptive, but it's one guarantee that we all have, and that is that we will be faced with death. And it is disruptive to bring that up, but that's why people buy life insurance. That's why people plan their funerals ahead, because unfortunately that day will come. And I wish everyone a long, long triple digit life, but we are not all guaranteed for that. So if we could just embrace this grand mystery of life and make the best of it, and these are coping mechanisms, and we're doing it creatively. Guests can also invite guests and sometimes lost friends that could be reunited through our secret work and licensed private investigator, Antoine Thomas. And the time between now and when you see each other again could be 60 to 80 years. So why not leave a legacy now for the world, for them? This show is sponsored and often hosted by Mr. Graham, and because everyone does want to be remembered. And yes, I am the founder, like I had mentioned before. So I changed the time today on this live show, and that is for a reason, because when I began the series, if you watch from the beginning, I did say there will be times that I'm going to change it up because we are a global platform. And right now, on other parts of the world, like Dubai, for instance, I do have friends over there, and it is morning, and the sun is about rising right now. So I do like to change it up and provide the show at different times. And we call it morning because in the morning is when you have your first thoughts and you set the momentum for the day. And that's the best opportunity to really have a hold on how the day is going to go. Now, I'm not saying that things can't happen. Just you might wake up in a great mood, feeling better, finding spiritual practices, meditation, exercise, music, journaling, whatever it may be, and something along that day could happen. And, that's life. And the point I want to share is learning to be flexible. Flexibility is very gracious, because once you learn how to be flexible, you're able to cope with adversity. And again, if you can get over death, if you could get over losing somebody, mourning somebody, you basically have the world in your hands, because that is the hardest part of life, is coping with loss. So I did want to share a reminder that, every morning when you wake up, be mindful of the thoughts that you're having. And I'm not saying to bury your head. I'm just saying be mindful. And it's not easy. But if you take a deep, long belly breath, a few of those actually brings enough oxygen to your frontal lobes, which actually help with your decision making and rational thinking. And little by little, you could just take one more step at a time to recovery. And, this topic today is not coping. When we talk about coping, I get a little bit more into, more ways. I want to disclose again that I am not licensed in the medical field. I work with human services, and I am a licensed beautician, esthetician, and I've heard plenty of stories, and I do see the human connection. And when we have discussions, people just feel better. And, people share different ways that they cope, and I like to just pass on those things that have been shared with me. So I like to end with a quote, and today's quote is going to be by Maya Angelou, and here it goes. She says in this quote, "I've learned that people will forget what you did, And people will forget what you, let me start again. I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And yeah, when you're there for somebody, it does feel amazing to know you have a support system. And with that, I want to give a shout out to all the supporters of Miss You Graham. And we appreciate you helping us build this because this is our platform. And if you go to our menu page, you will see t-shirts. And we appreciate anybody that supports our mission, which is our slogan, everyone wants to be remembered. And tune in, subscribe, share, DM us. We'd love to help you out in any way we can. And I will be sharing the link to that other show that is a little bit more lighter. And if you have any questions, please reach out. Just look up Miss You Graham. We're on all the platforms. We really appreciate all your help and support. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful holiday, whatever it is that you are celebrating, and enjoy celebrating your life because you deserve it.